Hey again, everyone. Welcome back to the stage. We got another good one for you today. This guide is going to be going in depth with the Tenebrous armor system. This was requested by a viewer, so let's waste no time and jump right in. Follow me. Tenebrous armor is currently the second best set of armor in the game. It uses the Reforged system to make it stronger, as well as the Harconium system to give even more stats. This armor cannot be used in PvP. This is a PvE only armor set, and you can get a full set of this from Professor Forub. There's a lot to go over with this armor set, so let's continue on. This armor should only be attained once your Amethystine Prophecy armor set has reached a high enough level to swap over and grind materials. Tenebrous armor gains power from shadow effects, which boosts stats. Different classes require different effects. All Tenebrous armor pieces need all skill damage plus X% on the first line, a maximum of 1.5%. Use the 80% tickets from Professor Foru for starting stats. For DPS Tenebrous, all third lines must be damage increased by X% when attacking an enemy with 20% HP or less, a maximum of 2% per stack. This effect does stack. For Support Tenebrous, the third line is upon using a skill, X% chance to reset the skill cooldown for the skill used, for a maximum of 3%, which procs more often than you may think, enabling more support with instant cooldowns to your support skills. DPS Tenebrous top pieces, second line, should be deals continuous damage by X% of damage dealt for a maximum of 10%. Support Tenebrous top piece second line should be nearby party critical damage increase plus X% for a maximum of 10%. DPS Tenebrous bottom second line should be nearby party physical or magical defense plus 1% per 500k CP for a maximum of 10%. Or nearby party damage reduction plus X%. Support Tenebrous bottom second line should be nearby party HP increase plus 1% for 500k CP, which is beneficial for green exascale users so they can stay alive longer in overall party survival and raids and basic dungeons. DPS Tenebrous Gloves second line depends on your class's main DPS skill. For example, Animos would use Bravery skill damage increase plus 10%, and for Support Tenebrous Gloves on the second line, nearby party all skill damage increase plus X% for a maximum of 10%. DPS Tenebrous Shoes second line should be MP cost minus 10% if struggling with MP. Otherwise, use nearby party action speed increase plus X% for a maximum of 10%. Support Tenebrous Shoes second line should also be nearby party action speed increase plus X%. Harconium is a bit of a special case. This is an armor modification that you can place on your Tenebrous armor. You can get Harconium pieces from any Montera region dungeon. What this does is it increases a certain stat while decreasing another. These stats that Harconium gives are purely based on personal preference. In order to make full use of Harconium, you should first decide on a stat you do not use. For example, my Animos does not use any tenacity skills, period. Refer to my Animos guide, linked in the top right eye menu for the skills I use. This being the case, I would look for any negatives that affect tenacity skills. Whether it's damage decrease, MP cost increase, or cooldown increase, these negatives do not affect my gameplay. This enables me to essentially get a free positive stat with no downsides. As a DPS, you want to have Polarize plus 2.5% or 3%. Any lower is not worth it unless you literally do not have anything on your armor. Or skill tier damage increase as your positive if you have enough Polarize. Again, as stated before with skill tier damage, this does depend on your class, so keep this in mind when choosing. For supports, you are not expected to do damage, so you can most likely get away with putting negative Polarize stats on your negative Harconium stat, while putting cooldown decreases on your support skills as your positive stat. More survivability and less cooldowns is always beneficial for support paths. Reforging is another super important part of making your Tenebrous armor powerful. Once you attain your Tenebrous armor for the first time, it starts at Reforge level 0. This level can be increased to level 21. The max level that gives every single stat Reforges can give. To reforge your Tenebrous armor, you'll first need Tenebrous Aura or Tasma Aura, Magical Crystals, ED, and Luck. An update just came out recently that nerfed the difficulty to get a successful reforge chance on your Tenebrous armor, which only makes it easier to attain the levels that you need. To reforge your Tenebrous armor, go to the blacksmith in Elrinode or Magmelia, select the reforge option, select the piece you wish to reforge in your inventory, select the materials that you want to use, and pray you get a skip instead of getting the pity bar to 99% before a successful reforge attempt. That's happened to me. It's not fun. After you get your Tenebrous armor up, the next thing you'll do is acquire the Exascale armor set and get to work on that. A video on that armor set will be released soon, so look forward to that. Hopefully now this has shed some light on the topic of what to put on your Tenebrous armor. I know it probably seems like a lot, but trust me, it's all the same. Don't let the amount of stats you can put on your armor overwhelm you. Stick to the stats I mentioned here and you'll do just fine. The curtains are closing for now, but make sure to come on back when we open them again. And don't forget to break some legs and do the whoosh.